8,000 years before Aegon's conquest, as winter engulfed the continent of Westeros, a great darkness fell over the land. The long night had come, bringing forth a generation of famine and terror. Westerosi legends claim that it was during these years of darkness that mysterious northern creatures known as the Others invaded southern lands. The Others, also called White Walkers, were tall and gaunt, with skin as pale as milk and eyes that shine bright blue. They wore camouflage armor and wielded razor-thin swords of ice they imbued with magic, allowing them to freeze and break enemy armaments. They were also able to summon ice spiders and raise both human and animal dead, riding reanimated horses, bears, and direwolves into battle, and reviving fallen enemies to create an army of undead warriors, which came to be known as Whites. The first men and children of the forest quickly rose to counter the invasion, but their weapons and magic could do little to help them, suffering greatly until forced to retreat south, their hopes for victory all but lost. Yet in the midst of the devastation, stories claim the last hero emerged, wielding a sword of dragon steel to embark upon a quest, searching for the elusive children of the forest, in the hopes they might provide assistance in humanity's renewed efforts against the northern invaders. The last hero brought a horse, a dog, and a dozen companions with him on this journey, but lost them all along the way, even seeing his sword freeze and snap from the brutal cold. Yet despite all these hardships, he found the children and convinced them to help humanity as they struggled to survive. Now, with the aid of the children of the forest and the discovery of dragon glass as an effective weapon against the White Walkers, the army of the Night's Watch led the people of Westeros to victory at the Battle for the Dawn, eventually pushing the others back into the lands of always winter. In order to prevent any such invasion in the future, stories say Bran the Builder, the legendary Stark King, raised a massive wall in the north, with the children of the forest casting powerful spells and enchantments on the ice to ensure the White Walkers could not pass through. The Night's Watch was then made into its guardians, tasked with defending the south from all threats north of the wall. And while Westeros suffered greatly during these years of war and darkness, the devastation of the Long Night was felt all across the known world, seeing the lands of Essos enduring their own hardships and establishing their own legends and mythos concerning the events of these years. In the lands of the Rhoynar, stories say a terrible night fell upon the world, causing the waters of the River Rhoyne to freeze until a hero emerged to unite the children of the goddess Mother Rhoyne to sing a secret song which brought back the day. Beyond the Bone Mountains, in the lands of Yi Ti, they claim that it was under the reign of the Amethyst Empress that the Troubles began, believing that she was betrayed by her brother, who crowned himself the Bloodstone Emperor, practicing the dark arts and taking a tiger woman as his wife. According to tradition, his corruption, which saw him consume the flesh of man and worship a black stone fallen from the sky, caused the Maiden Maid of Light to turn her back on the world, leading to the Long Night, when the Lion of Night came forth to punish the realms of man for their wickedness. The demon armies of this vengeful god caused great devastation until a hero emerged, wielding the sword Lightbringer to drive the enemy back, restoring light to the world. The story of the hero who fought against the armies of darkness with a flaming sword spread throughout eastern Essos, with many cultures adopting their own version of the tale, such as the patrimony of Hirkun and its successor realms, which claim the man was known as Hirkun the hero, while other lands give this figure names such as Eldrick Shadowchaser, Yin Tar, and Nefarion. The most well-known story, however, would come out of the mysterious far eastern city of Ashai, where the followers of the Red God R'hllor claim the hero was Azor Ahai, believing he labored for 30 days and nights, attempting to forge a sword to defeat the armies of darkness, but the weapon shattered as he tempered it in water. Again, he tried to forge the sword, this time working for 50 days and nights, then driving the sword into the heart of a lion, hoping to imbue it with the animal's power, but once again he failed. Finally, he labored for 100 days and nights, and called for his wife Nissa Nissa. With great sadness, he drove the sword into his wife's heart, imbuing it with her soul, and at last the weapon was forged, naming it Lightbringer, the Red Sword of Heroes. With Lightbringer at his side, Azor Ahai led humanity to victory, driving the demon armies of night back to restore light to the world. The ancient prophecies of Ashai then go on to claim that Azor Ahai would one day return, reborn to fight against a new darkness that would threaten humanity, and should he fail, the world fails with him. There will come a day after a long summer when the stars bleed and the cold breath of darkness falls heavy on the world. In this dread hour, a warrior shall draw from the fire a burning sword, and that sword shall be Lightbringer, the Red Sword of Heroes, and he who clasps it shall be Azor Ahai come again, and the darkness shall flee before him. A special thanks to all those who have contributed to CivilizationEx. You make these videos possible, and I am eternally grateful for your support. If you would like to help CivilizationEx and want a say in the future content of this channel, click on the Patreon link in the description box below, and pledge any amount you'd like on a monthly basis. Or if you would prefer to make a single donation, you can use the PayPal link, also in the description below. And please be sure to like and subscribe, and click on the links to see more.